As I've mentioned many times, the so-called elite, they of course know that the earth is flat, and they love to mock us. Millions of people watch movies, they put the flat earth hidden in plain sight, and I'm going to play my previous video showing the flat earth in Back to the Future, DuckTales, Journey to the Center of the Earth, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. It's all over the place, right in front of your face, hidden in plain sight. Let's first take a look at Google Chrome, and this is from Earth Day 2013. Let's play this model. One thing to mention, as you see these swirls, these are the 666 swirls that I mentioned in previous videos. Just like the yellow brick road, just like Sega Dreamcast. But this is definitely the flat earth model, the dome above us, 100%. And here is the flat earth model. Basically, Antarctica are the edges of the world. What do you see here with Google Chrome's logo? Besides the well-known 666 on the outside of the circle, what do you see? The flat earth map right in the middle. Here's the ice rings and the oceans. And of course, the UN logo. Same exact model of the flat earth to a T. Now I'm going to play a previous video showing the flat earth hidden in plain sight in Hollywood movies.
As the world turns.
This is a follow-up video to my last one showing the flat earth map in Back to the Future, the very opening scene. I'm going to also include a clip from the DuckTales opening showing how this is no coincidence. Those behind the scenes, how they love to mock even the children. First off, let's take a look at the very opening of Back to the Future. You can see the spinning planet right before the movie starts. Universal. You'll understand how this is part of conditioning. And then when they show the flat earth map, in this scene with Back to the Future, with the flat earth map, which I'll show more of for my previous video. The same thing with DuckTales. You clearly see behind the DuckTales logo, Disney, of course, Disney production, clearly see the flat earth map hidden in plain sight. Of course, like I said, it's obscured by the logo of DuckTales. When the older duck here appears in front, it's obscured, but it's there. This is how they do it. They put the ball earth in your face, and they hide the truth all in plain sight. And now I'm going to play my previous video with Back to the Future showing the flat earth map. Then after that, I'm going to show a video with the connection with Disney and NASA, how they're all working together. When I first came across the flat earth topic, I've heard about it before. I just kind of brushed off to the side. Specifically with this Illuminati card game from 1995. I saw all the cards. I saw this one. I didn't give it much thought until I read this. People laugh, but the flat earthers know something. When I read that, that really got me thinking. That's what really got me into researching the topic. And of course, the square they show here when I first saw this, of course, looks completely ridiculous. Until you really look into it, this is completely biblical. The circle within the square, right in front of you. Just they make it, like I said, they make it look ridiculous in the card game. People look at pictures, they don't read the text. Of course, we all know, we all should know, the moon landing was nothing but a hoax, and they show it here. It all makes sense You think about it, and of course, the Illuminati card game give us many, many hints when it comes to this card game. Specifically this one here with the Joggers card, where it states no one ever suspects a harmless jogger. And then you see this scene here, of course, from the Boston smoke bomb from a few years back. Remember one thing, this woman is wearing green. What do you see here? A woman after the explosion wearing green throwing something, which possibly could have been the detonator that set this off. Maybe someone else set it off at a different location, and this was just all theater, but she was definitely part of the world stage for this scene. Unbelievable how these sick, twisted psychopaths, they're at the wheel, controlling society, and have so many people blinded. Getting back to the flat earth, I recently saw this scene on another channel on YouTube. I'm going to include the link in the description box below this video. It's from Back to the Future. And there's a scene here showing the flat earth at the very beginning of Back to the Future where they show all the clocks. But taking a look at this scene, there's so much going on. And that's the whole purpose. Confusion. While you're paying attention to the dog food can with this contraction here, what do you see behind it? The flat earth. That's the flat earth model. Like always, hidden in plain sight. This tells you Steven Spielberg, Robert Zemeckis, they all know the earth is flat. Putting it right in your face. All of Hollywood, all these high-ranking Masons behind the scenes, they know it. And that's the exact reason they're called the Illuminati, the enlightened ones. They're the ones with the knowledge. And all of us are not supposed to have this knowledge. And if you do, you're mocked, you're ridiculed, made fun of, called crazy. But the unknowing sheep, they don't know we're actually telling them the truth. And they're being mocked in all these movies. Like I've said many times, truth in movies and lies in the news. And taking a look at this scene from Journey up to the Center of the Earth. And of course, I find that title interesting. Journey to the Center of the Earth. And what do you see on the wall? This is the flat earth map. Taking a closer look. Have this the UN logo turned sideways. Of course, the UN logo is a flat earth model as well. I'll get more on that in a little bit. I turn the model sideways. As you can see on the flat earth model, this map, east coast of the US basically faces the west coast of Africa. That's exactly what you see here. And of course, again with the UN map, East US, eastern coast, and Africa. And I also find it interesting how the flat earth is mentioned in Men in Black, a movie based on basically alien invaders. Remember, with the whole flat earth concept, there's a dome over us. There's nothing beyond the firmament besides water and heavens above. People talk about UFOs, talk about reptilians from other worlds. Everything is within the firmament. These so-called aliens, nothing but demons. We're given false explanations for everything. So-called meteors are nothing more than falling stars. Everything is within basically the bubble we live in this earth. Take a listen at this propaganda film, like I said, about aliens and alien invasion, and they mock us, talking about the flat earth. One little segment, but this is used as a form of mockery.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
And I find this scene interesting from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome with Tina Turner. And of course, the Thunderdome. Think about that for a second. When you hear thunder and it echoes, why does it echo? Because of course we live under a dome. The whole Thunderdome concept is based on the flat Earth with the firmament above. Take a listen.
Welcome to another edition of Thunderdome!
Now this scene here with Dr. Dealgood, pay close attention to what he's wearing, entire outfit.
Listen on. Listen on. This is the truth of it. Fighting leads to killing, and killing gets to warring, and that was damn near the death of us all. Look at us now, busted up and everyone talking about hard rain. But we've learned, by the dust of them all, Barter Towns learned. Now when men get to fighting, it happens here.
What do you see here? Again, a close-up of the Freemasonic, the square and the compass. Only goes to show those behind the scenes of these movies are Freemasons that are in the know, and again with the Thunderdome representing the firmament above us. Now as far as the music industry is concerned, same deal. Freemasons behind it as well. Thomas Dolby's well known for the song, "She Blinded Me with Science." They have blinded society with science. And he has a song called "The Earth is Flat," another form of mockery. And with this image with the Pope at the UN, well, everybody's looking at him, they're not looking above him. Again, the flat earth model for all to see. As I always state, they love to mock. With these two clips I'm about to play with Obama mentioning the Flat Earth Society, remember, he has script writers, people behind the scenes that are pulling the strings. Everything he's saying, there's no wasted motion. With him mentioning the flat earth, it's flat out mockery. Again, these are the so-called enlightened ones, and they love to mock. What's the point of having power, having all the riches, and not being able to flaunt it? And this is their way of flaunting their knowledge, all in plain sight.
They must have been founding members of the Flat Earth Society. They would not.
And these idiots in the back, they laugh, they smile. They don't know. They're deceived. Deceived from birth to death. That's what they are.
Have believed that the world was round. We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
And this is exactly how I sum it up best. Earth looks flat, tests flat, and measures flat. But they want it to be a ball. Exactly how it goes. People do not like to be told they've been lied to their entire lives. You know, they have a lot of pride in their knowledge, a lot of egos involved. They don't want to admit they've been wrong their entire lives, deceived. The truth pill is a very hard pill to swallow.
They're laughing at us. I can see them laughing at us. I don't believe them.
I made a lot of videos covering the flat earth. I've had some people come to my channel disputing the claims of a flat earth. Well, this is a challenge to all you out there that believe in the blue marble in space spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. I want evidence. I want you to make videos proving your case. Because your evidence of a blue marble spinning at 1,000 miles in space comes from these clowns, these Masons in the game, with Walt Disney and Werner von Braun, a former Nazi and then NASA head. And here's your evidence for your belief in the blue marble and planets outside of Earth's atmosphere, supposedly. To give you the first image of the supposed planet we live on. And what do? They put sex written in the clouds. And people might say, well, you know, I've seen animal shapes and people's faces in the clouds, but you're not going to see letters, especially lined up in the clouds. I mean, if you have an S here, an E here, an X there, that'd be one thing. But what are the chances of sex being spelt out all together in a group? I mean, XES, ESX, but SEX all lined up? Give me a break. And with the supposed image of Pluto provided from NASA, and of course, I'm providing a link, the URL here, from space.com. This is an official supposed photo of Pluto. And what do you have? The planet Pluto and Pluto the dog from Disney. His face carved out in this image. All part of mockery by those that run this world, that to those that believe the lies. And for all the coincidence theorists out there that look at this and see how it just so happens to fit Pluto's face from Disney. You don't see the connection with Disney and NASA? How they're all working together? The sex symbolism here with Disney as well. Again, with Werner von Braun and Disney. Two Masons in the game. These two have passed away, but they're carrying on the tradition with the mocking of the masses. And interesting enough, China supposedly landed on the moon back in 2013. It was barely covered by the mainstream media because it was so fake, it was so ridiculous. That's why if you talk to an average citizen that believes in the moon landing back in 1969, and you talk to them about this Chinese moon landing, they never heard about it. There's a good reason. Take a look at this footage. All you get is CGI effects. Nothing real about this, but people just lap it up. Now, what's filming this lunar lander from this aspect? What's filming it? Obviously all CGI, all fake garbage passed off to the masses, and they just lap it up. They're all clapping, watching a CGI video, a horrible one at that, and the masses again lap it up. This is your evidence that they landed on the moon. This is your evidence that they can get past God's firmament. Now listen here. After supposedly successfully laying that probe on the moon, what do you hear? You're going to hear a lot of laughing. In a real life situation, you're going to hear people happy, but not laughing like it's a big joke. This is mockery. These people from China's space know this is all fake. And this is just like duping the light. They're laughing over this because they know it's nothing but a big joke. with this meteorologist claiming the Chicago skyline being viewed all the way in Michigan, across Lake Michigan, is nothing more than a mirage. And we understand one simple thing. The whole foundation of the ball of earth is a lie. So everything after is a lie as well. And they have to continue the lie with sell-offs such as this person here, playing a newsman, but nothing more than a paid propagandist. Now again, I already covered this in detail. I'm going to go and cover it in a little bit more detail with different views, different aspects. But first, I want to say I didn't play the whole video in my previous video. And in this one, we'll play the whole clip, and I'll go into a little bit more detail. Take a listen.
Until I found this photo, Grandmere State Park. This is from Joshua Nowicki, and what you're seeing here is a mirage. You typically would not be able to see this from the Lake Michigan shore. We talked about this last night. Conditions are right on the lake that we're actually seeing a mirage of the Chicago skyline. Very interesting. Here's what's happening. This is a good example of a superior mirage. So Joshua was on the Lake Michigan shore. He was looking towards the west, and Chicago's beyond the horizon. Should not be able to see it. However, with the right conditions, we have an inversion. We have cold air near the cold lake water and some relatively warmer air above it. This will bend the image of that skyline back towards the viewer. So typically, we would not be able to see this. This image would be viewable from much, much higher in the sky, up in space. But instead, we're able to see it on the Lake Michigan shore. Very fascinating, and that's the same reason we're actually seeing this ring on the radar tonight as well. Because of the inversion we call atmospheric ducting, it's bending the radar rays back towards the ground. So even on a clear night, we have some interesting weather.
Now before I proceed with the video, this is a very important point I want to replay that the meteorologist says.
The horizon should not be able to see it. However, with the right conditions, we have an inversion. We have cold air.
Okay, he just stated, because of the horizon, the curvature basically, you shouldn't be able to see the Chicago skyline. Now taking a look at this photo provided by Joshua Nowicki, you can clearly see that this is no mirage. And I'll get into that in a little bit. I'll explain a superior mirage and how it looks like. And this is no superior mirage. Now understand, the distance from Chicago to Grandmere State Park in Stevensville, Michigan, it's 90 miles away. And they say over water it's 60 miles. Now understand one thing. With the supposed curvature of the earth, and at 60 miles, that will lead you to 2,400 feet behind the supposed horizon or the curvature. So the Sears Tower, also known as Willis Tower, being at 1,700 feet to the tip, the whole tower basically should be behind the horizon or the supposed curvature of the earth. And also he talks about the superior mirage. With superior mirages, the mirage is inverted. And I'm going to show some examples of that. With these photos, you can clearly see the inverted mirage. Again, more of the same. So again, when you look at this skyline, it's a complete insult for that meteorologist to call this a mirage. Nothing about this is a mirage, completely real. And also to go along with the photo from Stevensville, Michigan, I found an additional photo from even further, a little bit further, at St. Joseph's. Found on this blog here. You can clearly see, again, the Chicago skyline all the way across Lake Michigan. And there was a dispute as far as the distance was concerned from Chicago to Michigan City, Indiana. And I want to clarify this. I might as well mention how it's been stated how the distance is driving miles. Now from point A to point B across the lake, they say it's approximately 40 miles. So even if that's the case, with 40 miles, it's still over 1,000 feet. A little over 1,000 feet behind the supposed curvature. So in that case, you should only see the very tips of these few buildings over here. The lower ones shouldn't be in view at all. So clearly, again, doesn't add up with what the meteorologist is saying. And clearly, again, this is no mirage. And take a look at some more photos here from Michigan City, Indiana, and the views of the Chicago skyline. A couple more images. And again, I point this out with the people standing on the beach. You can clearly see these are not inverted buildings. Clearly, they're there. And again, the Chicago skyline. Just for reference. And again, another photo from Michigan City, Indiana. Clearly no mirage. Again, more the same. So to me, with this video, this is probably the best proof, or one of the best proof, supporting the flat earth theory. With all the videos I'm making covering the flat earth lately, I'm getting a lot of questions about satellites. You know, this is their evidence that the earth is a ball. Now let's take a look at these images of these satellites. Do these look real to you? I want you people that talk about satellites all the time to show me a real image of a satellite. All you get are these CGI images, not a single real image of a satellite anywhere. Why is that? All we get is this fake garbage. You get a CGI satellite, you get a CGI planet, all bogus, 100%. So, for all you people coming to my channel, talking about satellites, make a video, produce real satellites. You can't do it because they don't exist, period. Supposedly, close to 3,000 satellites up in space. Again, all we get is this fake garbage. Now let's look at what ISS has to produce as far as real satellites. Get that fake garbage. You get this. All CGI, computer animated. Looks like a video game. Where are the satellites? You don't see any because they don't exist. Look at this. Wow. You believe this is real? If you believe this is real, you're going to believe every single lie NASA, the media, your government tells you. You've been completely blinded from birth. You believe everything you've been told your whole life. And any time someone questions an official story by your leaders, you get angry, you get upset, you get defensive. Because no one likes to be told they've been lied to their entire lives. Just keep watching this video, and again, show me where the satellites are. There are none. At least with this fake computer animated garbage, I'm surprised they didn't make any fake satellites. I guess they think, oh, here's one. This must be real. Because this video is provided by NASA. But all you get, again, is computer animated garbage. Your whole life is nothing but garbage. Full of lies. That's all you get. You get angry at so-called conspiracy theorists who tell you the truth. Haters of truth, lover of lies. Now let's take a look at some photos supposedly from NASA of the ball Earth, the blue marble, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour in space. You believe these are real. All fake garbage. Again. How people can't see this? No clue. It's a waste of time arguing with these idiots that can't see their own two eyes. Unbelievable how the masses completely blinded by their masters. In a form of mockery with Hollywood, they're going to tell you the truth right in front of your face as a form of mockery. Under the Dome, that TV show, it's exactly what we're living under, the dome. That's why all the images of Earth from space, all the fake satellite images, they're all fake. Why? They cannot get past the dome to take real images of Earth. That simple. So again, with these TV shows, such as the Big Bang Theory as well, they like to put the occult all in plain sight with these TV shows. And again, like I stated before, when you see a rainbow after it's done raining and the sky clears, what you get here are these water beads that act like a mirror that get a reflection from the dome that is above us. More of the same. That's a reflection. Again, the water acting as a mirror, a reflection of the dome above us. And I found this pretty interesting with the Sky Dome, another form of mockery with the name Sky Dome. It was built by IBI in Canada. What do you see? The upside down pentagram, right side up pentagram. The occult in plain sight. And this is their official website. Look it up yourself. I'll show some more images here from their website, giving the details about the Sky Dome. Now the occult with the Sky Dome. And what do you see here? The obelisk. Right outside. Again, all about the occult. All these large companies, to get their contracts, to be successful, they know their role. They know what they need to do. Just looking at some images here. More images. This is the one that's right in your face. You know, on their home page for the Sky Dome, this is their image. Again, with the occult in plain sight. Completely ridiculous how people can't see that those that rule this world worship Satan. Now, talking about Sky Dome, let's take a look here with The Simpsons. And of course, as I mentioned before, Matt Groening of The Simpsons, being a Freemason, what does he have? They're going to put the Sky Dome in one of their episodes. And of course, more little occultic symbol here. They're all about the occult. Everyone that makes on top of this world, with no exception, they're part of the so-called Illuminati, the elite, all those that worship Satan. And some might ask, how does technology such as GPS and other technology that requires satellites. It's very simple. All by ground towers, high-power ground towers, and under-ocean fiber optic cables. The most frequently asked question about the entire flat Earth model that I get is about the sun and how it works on the flat Earth. First off, like I always do, I have to lay the foundation before I even show any type of footage. This is the biblical flat Earth with the sun and the moon and the stars within the firmament. To make it clear, there are no planets. Planets do not exist. All we have is what you see here, like I mentioned, on the flat, fixed Earth. Now taking a look at this photo across Lake Michigan with the Chicago skyline, like I mentioned before, this is approximately 60 miles over Lake Michigan with this photo, and these buildings should not be viewable due to the curvature of the Earth, the supposed curvature of the Earth. One thing to notice right off the bat, look how level the horizon is. On the supposed ball Earth, this wouldn't be happening. Now people see the sun, they say, oh, the sun must be going around the ball of the Earth, around the globe. And this isn't the case, and I'll explain that. What's taking place is just like this model here with these telephone poles called the vanishing point. As you can see, all these telephone poles are the same height, but due to perspective, the one closest appears taller than the rest. You go down the line, the one furthest away seems very small, but of course, again, they're all the same height. The same concept with the sun. It appears to disappear. Now let's take a look at more images here. The same basic concept with the vanishing point. Now, look at this fence. Look at this railroad track. The further you go, the more narrow it seems, and it disappears. Again, with the telephone poles, same thing. I showed this night and day flat Earth model before, and how the sun moves clockwise around the flat Earth. Of course, the Earth is stationary. The sun moves just like the Bible states. Understand with this model, it's not to scale, of course. The sun is much smaller, approximately only 30 miles across. And some might say, oh, this is just a model. Doesn't mean anything. Let's see it in action. And here you go. And this is a time-lapse video of the sun from the view over Lake Michigan, looking towards Chicago, taking a look, and again how the sun circles the Earth, going eastward, and you can clearly see how the light is localized right where the clouds are. If the sun was truly 93 million miles away, the entire sky would be illuminated. You're going to see how small the sun actually is, and again how the light is localized as it moves away, going east, just like the model I showed before. Let's take a look. You can clearly see that sun. You can see how that, like I said, that light, the light from the sun is localized right at this cloud. No way is this sun as large as we're told and as far as we're told. It's right in front of you. People need to unlearn what they have learned. This proves the sun is clearly under God's firmament. 100% clear as day. And there you go. There's the vanishing point as the sun circles the Earth, just like in the model I showed earlier. Now taking a look at the moon at night. clearly see the clouds. And people have disputed me about this. Those are clearly the clouds behind the moon. I view this myself at night. I observe the skies very often. I've seen this with my own eyes. This is no illusion. Don't tell me that this moon is 238,000 miles away and you can see the clouds like this. There's no way. Not possible. Again, for even those that believe in the flat earth, they're disputing this. You understand. We're told you have to erase everything we're told in the schools, the history books. It's all lies. You've got to see things with new eyes to understand the entire concept. Everything we're told is the exact opposite of what it is. Now, taking a look at space.com's website, and you can just see by their logo with the Illuminati pyramid, you can tell who they are affiliated with. They work for those that are behind the scenes to deceive the masses. And reading the title for this article, why do planets look like stars in the night sky? Because that's exactly what they are. Again, planets do not exist. Everything is within the firmament. The size of the stars differ. So they're giving you false explanations of what you're actually seeing. Now let's look at their explanation of why these so-called planets shine like stars. States here, planets don't produce their own light. They reflect the light of the sun in the same way our moon reflects sunlight. This is complete garbage. If you believe these so-called planets that you see here are reflecting light to get this light, you're 100% deceived. These are nothing more than stars. And as the Bible states, the moon produces its own light as well. So you got more than one lie in this article. Basically, everything they're telling you is a lie. Now, taking a look at the very beginning of the Bible with Genesis 1:16, basically the creation of the world. And it states, and God made two great lights. The sun and the moon are two lights. The moon gives off its own light. That's what this refers to. Not a reflection from the sun on the moon to get light. The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Notice planets aren't mentioned, because planets do not exist. And clearly with these images, you can see how the moon creates its own light. Not a reflection from the sun. And more of the same, clearly its own light. Now take a look at the moon during the day. Why isn't the moon completely illuminated? It should be a full moon. There's nothing obstructing the sun and the moon. They're both in the sky at the same time. So what's the deal? Just further evidence that the moon produces its own light. The moon creates its own phases. It's that simple. Otherwise, this moon should be fully illuminated, with the sun and the moon again in the sky at the same time. Now here's something else to remember. With the moon and the sun in the same sky, what's the deal with the other side of the supposed globe? They're not getting a sun. They're not getting a moon. How does that work? It doesn't make sense. The sun and the moon are always above the flat earth. It's that simple. Now let's take a look at this footage supposedly provided by ISS. This is nothing more than CGI. Nothing more than a cartoon. Nothing about this is real. And this is what you base your belief that we live on a spinning ball. This is complete garbage. And what is this? This green barrier. Unbelievable how people can buy this. The masses, millions of people will watch this and they will say, isn't science amazing? Science is not amazing. It's just that you're stupid and you fall for this complete, utter garbage. Wake up. They can't get into space. Rockets don't work in space. ISS is a hoax. Stop believing in fairy tales. Your whole life's a lie. Everything you've been fed by the government, the schools, all lies. Time for you to wake up and stop living in this lie, this fantasy they have created for you, this matrix that you cannot break free from. Take a look. Wake up. People need to understand one simple thing. We all have been born into deception. 500 years ago, everybody believed the earth was flat. You told someone the earth was round, you would be ridiculed. Now, it's the exact opposite. This is how those that control the world control the minds. And to end this video, I'm going to show this clip again with the sun circling the earth. And you'll see it disappear beyond the vanishing point.